Uncle Bull Cow, in the freaking building? Thought I told you a long time ago. I'm always in the building, or at least most of the time. One of the flies from yesterday somehow followed me inside, and now it's driving me nuts. Today, we're going to answer the age-old question, and I hope that you pepper people are paying attention. Some pepper people know this, some do not. So today, we are going to turn the do-notters into the doers. Okay? How's that? But we got a question. And I've heard other pepper reviewers and growers talk about it. And I don't think Dizzy Dragon, what's up? You're going to love this one. I love when Dizzy Dragon's on. You know why? Because he knows this stuff. He knows this stuff. If you are watching the replay, smash that like button. And I'll get into this, but I am going to wait for a few people to jump on before I really get into it, okay? So, we have two unripe T-Rex yellows. These are both unripe green peppers, okay? Kevin, what's good? Now, which one of these two is hotter and why? That's the question at hand. We'll do test subject A and test subject B. A and B. I'll let you get a closer look at them. Okay. Which one is hotter? We're about to find out. I know the answer to that already. I'll cut them open and let you look at the innards first, just so you can see there's no magic tricks going on here. That's one. Ooh, it smells hot. There's two. Haha. Dizzy Dragon just spoiled it for all you guessers out there. So here's the deal. These ones is a little bit different because I wasn't paying too much attention to subject B. But subject B is unripe. But subject A is unripe also. The only difference in subject A is you're starting to see some yellow down there. That means that it is ripening and it's or on the verge of ripening, right? With that being said, let's try subject, I think it was A, first. I got one of those falafel sandwiches. People might ask, why did you just ate that yesterday, Uncle Boko? I know I did. It's the reason why is because I have fresh ingredients, the arugula, and I have this tzatziki sauce I made and all this. All right, so we're going to put subject A upon the sandwich. Right there it is. All right. Now, let's do that again. We're going to put the other half with all that placenta. It had placenta on that too, but we're going to put the other half of subject A right on there. Dizzy Dragon is spot on. So, that right there was the one that was more unripe. That was not the one that was in the beginning stages of ripening. I got a couple of black seeds in here. Let me just cut that out. Okay. So, This is the one that is in the ripening stage. See, it's a little bit darker green. It's got that yellow tint to it. It's a science, people. Put it right there. Like that. Okay. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to get lit. Way hotter. Way hotter. The first one was not mature. Okay. Wow. Now I did detect a little bit of heat from it. But you guys seen I ate half and the other half with no reaction. That second one, that first half, lit me up. As soon as I started chewing it, I got the heat, the flavor, and now it's kicking my butt. So it's all about maturity. That's right. That's right. The dreaded Shaggy Samurai set is correct. Yeah, it's about ripening. Yeah, and so these are yellow pods. I just now, where are we going with this, right? Well, this is the answer to the question, why are my jalapenos hot and sometimes they're not? Granted, a lot of people will say the heat and original flavor of the jalapeno has been bred out or not bred correctly. Like, wow, that was that piece of placenta. Stupid hot, man. That's got no difference than a fully ripe one. That's how hot it is. Sip Chopper in the building. Sip, we're doing an experiment. I had 2 unripe peppers, but one of them's starting to ripen, and I'm burning hardcore off it. The other one was nowhere near that. It was just the pod was there on the plant, no intentions, didn't have any signs that it was about to ripen. And during that time, you could take your chances, right? I could say that thing maybe had 20% of its heat. This has 90%, if not 100. All right, when you eat them, sometimes when you eat them, when they're real new on the plant, they won't have any heat. When you eat it, it's like eating a raw green bean, right? So I figure, yeah, a lot of people wonder about jalapenos. Besides all the breeding, they bred it out because they wanted to make them, more commercialized. Or besides all that, you can grow jalapenos, and you can go outside and pick one and eat it. It tastes like a bell pepper. It does nothing to you. Go outside the next day, pick another one, put that thing in your mouth, chomp down, and you lid off that. Like, what the hell? They're off the same plant. It's about maturity. It's all about maturity. You're actually, I usually, every year, right before the first frost, I got a ton of green pods on the plants, right? I go out and pick them, and I'll make us like a salsa verde, or something, just to use them up. They got heat to them, right? And they taste good and something like that. You throw some tomatillos and some roasted onions in there, a little salt, lime juice. Make a nice big jar of a green salsa. It's really good for that. What's up, Robert? Hey, no problem, man. It's okay. Robert's got some sauce and pods on the way. Yeah, and so basically, whenever you got pods that are, when you got a pod that's not mature yet, right? It's going to be less hot, and as you go, down that line of maturity, or hotter as you go up that line. So I've heard people say, call jalapenos sneaky, and people wonder why sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're not. You know, that's why. That's why. Here's the thing, in the commercial world, there's not people going out and checking on each plant and saying, oh, that pepper's been on there for a while. And you're looking at the size and saying, that's pretty mature, and then picking it. I mean, you'd be paying $40, $50 a pound for jalapenos if that was the case, right? No. In the commercial world, the $1.99 a pound jalapenos that the store has, they are coming through in machines that completely clean the plant, okay? These machines come through, and they have like a rake, and it just drives down each row, and then the peppers just boom, 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 fly up all over the place into the bin. There's your jalapenos. Some of them were on the plant a little while, right? Some of them weren't. Now, you get some farms that use machines like that, where they'll go out there and pick, wait till the jalapenos do ripe, until they're red, and they'll pick, and then they'll have to separate because some of them are green, or maybe they don't separate and end up with brown sriracha sauce. I don't know how many of you guys have been paying attention, but yeah, sriracha this year's batch is brown. Now, if you see some red, that's cool. But I've been to 2 stores and I've seen brown sriracha. The reason why is they threw some green jalapenos in with the red, because let me tell you something. Red jalapenos are very, very, very delicate, okay? That's why I don't see them in the grocery stores hardly at all. Once they're ripe, they start to go bad, deteriorate fast, and they get mushy and stuff, and they just don't have a long shelf life. Green jalapeno, shit. You take a green jalapeno and throw it in a grocery store shelf for 2-3 weeks, and it's still fine. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy, but I figured I'd talk about that because I see these T-Rexes, and I was like, what am I gonna have in my lunch? And I'm like, you know what? That one is ripening. It's gonna burn me. And I'm like, but I also haven't had a non-ripe one in a while. So let's try that and see. By the way, I don't like non-ripe pods. I really don't. And no matter what it is, I don't like non-ripe jalapenos. I'll eat them. Banana peppers, I like them when they're yellow. And I don't like them when they're green, but that one that was ripening, it's stupid hot. By the way, I just uploaded a video like an hour or 2 ago. It was the Blue Diamond Extremes Reaper almonds. Make sure you guys, when you jump off here, check it out. Those are from Steven. He sent them to me with some Hobbs. Really stupid Hobbs. It was just great. Yeah, if anyone's wondering why I'm doing this falafel gyros here every day. The falafel are some frozen crap. They're all right. But I got some naan bread. You don't want it to go bad. I can do that. I can eat the same lunch every day for a week. I do it all the time. It's so much easier. Like, buy a pack of hot dogs and some buns. There's lunch for 3 days, 4 days. My favorite though is when I make meatballs. Maybe the girls will have nice big meatball subs, or maybe some pasta with meatballs. I have leftovers that get me 2-3 days. Oh yeah, I'll eat that shit every day. So Steve Serrano said he had a Reaper yesterday They handled the mouth burn good, but the cap cramps were terrible. Wow. You know what? That happens, man. When your tolerance goes up, you'll start to see some weird stuff happen. Like me, I'm at a place where, luckily, my tolerance is really low. Um, as long as I got something, some food that I'm eating that's going to absorb it, I'm usually okay. But there are those days. I'll cut a couple super hots up, put them on a breakfast sandwich, and have some hot sauce. And I'm driving to work, and I'm like, oh no, no. I'm crying and whining because I'm getting cramps. And boy, I'll tell you right now, remember this when I say this: God created chilies. He did. It's a fact. But I believe Satan created cap cramps. That's right. And that is biblical. It's real. It is. Because of sin and death, if Satan never tempted Eve with the fruit, and if Eve never took the fruit, and if Adam didn't indulge, basically, they're all at fault. But if man did not choose, if Satan did not tempt, there would be no pain and suffering in the world. So think about before the fall of man. I mean, Adam could have been in the freaking Garden of Eden like, eating 50 reapers. No reaction. It's pretty cool, right? But yeah, cap cramps are not my thing. I know, Steve. I'm joking with this, right? But I'm serious too. I'm joking. Well, I don't say I'm joking, but I can back it up. How big was Eden? I don't know. But I tell you what, cap cramps, they're the worst, man. They're the worst. Mouth burns and panic mode and throat burns and all of that. We've all been through it. We get through it, and it's something cramp. And I've gotten worse with them. I got to a place when I was doing a lot of challenges where I'd be like, oh no, here they come. Maybe try to use the bathroom, I'd drink some cream, eat something. I'd go away for a little while, then come back in the middle of the night and be like, ow. And I just kind of knew what I was getting into, so it happened once in a while. But I got to a point where I hate them with a passion. I can't stand cap cramps. Like, I hate them. I don't want to ever feel that feeling again. And it's yeah, I avoid it at all costs now, man. I'm telling you. If I start feeling them a little bit, I'm gonna try to get something to get rid of them. What did I do the other day? Wait a second. I don't remember where I was, but sometime in the last week, I got the beginning portion of cramps. And I don't remember what I did. I think I went in the store and got something to help relieve them, and it was something that I didn't want to eat or drink. I don't remember. I just know that by any means necessary, I don't care. If I was on some kind of diet, I would break it to get rid of the cramps. I've never thrown up, so of course I wouldn't force myself to anyway. Even I tried to force myself once. It was ugly. It was the worst cramps I've ever had. I thought I was gonna die. I've never been in that much pain. Now with my heart condition and stuff, I can't put myself through that. But that was the Killer Queen too. A terrible night. A terrible night. I was screaming, walking through that hotel room, praying for God to help me. It hurt. My whole stomach and my back hurt. And I had some coffee cakes and some heavy cream, or half and half. And I tried to eat them and drink the cream, and it just wouldn't go away. And then I was trying to make myself puke, so I was guzzling enough cream where I finally like went, ugh, and like a little bit of like spicy cream came up, but it wasn't. That chug was in me. That extract was on every square inch of my stomach lining, and I suffered. I suffered for hours, and then I fell. Once I fell asleep, I was fine. It was weird. It was different than the cramps from eating peppers or from doing a hard challenge, hard by like food. Those ones, they don't hit you as fast, and when you get them, you're just like, oh shit, and you drink some milk or do something, and they go away, right? Even if you eat a banana or something, they go away. Then you go to bed. Then guess what happens? 3 a.m. come calling, right? Usually, I don't know why, it's between 2 and 3 a.m. Man, you wake up and the cramps wake you up. You're like, crying like a little girl. And you wake up and you're like, what can I do? Well, the best thing you can do is go eat something starchy and fast. You don't want to cook anything if you can help it, but I mean, if you got, like, you can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or if you got some kind of like fucking Twinkies or something. Seriously, you got like some Twinkies and milk. Any cramps in the middle of the night, you eat some kind of one of those nasty cakes. It's not good for you, but they taste good with milk. But you eat something like that and guzzle some half and half or heavy cream, you're good, player. You're good. You go back to bed and you're not going to wake up again. Yeah, what happens. Let me explain this. Since we're talking about science, here's what happens when you are digesting your food. So I go to Five Guys, right? And I get me a big old burger, a big old heap of fries. I eat that, go home, half hour, 45 minutes later, I do a challenge, maybe 2-3 challenges. I'm like, I'm good. I just ate Five Guys, which is by far, I found the best prep food. And guess what? I don't get cramps at all. And I'm bragging about it. Hey, I didn't get cramps. Yeah, I'm good. Go to bed. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock rolls around. Next thing you know, Uncle Bokow's crying. Yep. Why? The cramps came on me. Why did they come on me? The reason why. Capsaicin is an alkaloid, right? It's an anti-acid. So believe it or not, you sit there and eat some hot peppers when you have heartburn, it will take your heartburn away. It's good for acid reflux. Now, hot sauce is either neutral, or sometimes if it's just a vinegar, of course it's not. It can make it worse. But peppers, no. Even powder, flakes. So what your stomach does is your stomach acid is pushing, it's fighting it, right? Your stomach acid's pushing it away. That's why you feel it here. And it's hitting the lining like that. But you're prepped real good, so there's tons of food in there, right? The capsaicin is not penetrating the food, or it's mixing with it. That's usually what it's doing. It's kind of getting in there with it. But that food digests. Think about it. Most of us aren't full at 3 in the morning. We're hungry. I, personally, if I go to sleep and wake up at 2 or 3 and stay awake for an hour, I'm finished. I cannot get back to sleep because my stomach starts growling. Either A, I have to eat something to go back to sleep with that on my stomach, or B, I'm going to stay up. That's just me. But a lot of people are like that too. With that being said, guys, that's why you're waking up in the middle of the night, because there's no more food to help out, right? You got stomach acid and capsaicin, and they're fighting each other. take that. They're in your stomach fighting, you know, and you're feeling the wrath of it. So Pico effervescent. I don't know what that is. Lawn Dog, what's good? I'm sorry about that, Lawn Dog. Yeah, I have had insomnia my whole life. My daughter Eliza she's been getting upset lately because she wants to go to sleep by 11 or she wants to go to sleep by 10:30, and she's stayed up late for a long time, and I told her you gotta set your goal at 11 and then do it for at least a week. Then go to 10:45, then go to 10:30. You know, she goes upstairs, she's in her room, she just wants to sleep. So I'm like, well, we'll start getting you up earlier, and I said you'll start going to sleep at the same time. I says eventually your body might be okay, but me, I know when I was a kid and I was a teenager and I was in my 20s and I was in my 30s and I was in my 40s, I would be up until midnight or later every night. Nothing could stop that. Nothing. It was torture. So, all right, you guys are the best, man. Thank you for joining me today. I am gonna jump off of here. Hey, go back and watch that Diamond, the Reaper review.